Today we're looking at breaking free from a trauma bond. It's a journey of self-discovery. Trauma bonding is a complex phenomenon where individuals form strong emotional connections with others, often in the context of abusive or toxic relationships, which can have severe consequences on their mental health and well-being. Being in a trauma bond can be incredibly challenging to recognize, as often it masks itself as love or devotion. You might find yourself constantly trying to please your partner, even if it means sacrificing your own needs and desires. Your self-worth becomes deeply entangled with the relationship, making it difficult to imagine a life without this person. Emotional turmoil is a hallmark of trauma bonds, with feelings of anxiety, guilt, and shame dominating your emotional landscape. Feelings of low self-esteem and self-doubt are common in trauma bonds, as the abusive partner constantly criticizes and belittles you. You start to question your own perceptions and sanity, wondering if you're overreacting or being too sensitive. The emotional roller coaster of a trauma bond can be exhausting, leaving you feeling drained and confused. As the relationship continues, you may become increasingly isolated from friends and family, making it even harder to break free from this toxic cycle. Trauma bonds often involve a push-pull dynamic, where the abusive partner alternates between affection and aggression. This unpredictable behavior can activate your body's stress response, releasing cortisol and adrenaline, which can be addictive. The constant highs and lows create a sense of intense emotional connection, making it difficult to distinguish between love and obsession. Your mind becomes trapped in a cycle of craving and fear, unable to imagine a life without this toxic relationship. The psychological mechanisms behind trauma bonds are complex and multifaceted. Manipulation and dependency are key factors, as the abusive partner uses guilt, anger, or self-pity to control your emotions and actions. You feel responsible for your partner's happiness or well-being, even if it means sacrificing your own needs and desires. Relatable examples include feeling trapped in a relationship due to financial dependence or emotional blackmail. The abuser may use gaslighting tactics to distort your perception of reality, making you doubt your own memories or sanity. Gaslighting can be incredibly damaging, as it erodes your sense of self and autonomy. You may start to wonder if you're truly crazy or if your partner is telling the truth. The constant manipulation can lead to emotional numbing as you try to cope with the stress and anxiety of the relationship. In some cases, trauma bonds can involve emotional and physical abuse, which can have severe consequences on your mental and physical health. Recognizing the signs of a trauma bond is crucial, as it's the first steps towards breaking free from this toxic cycle. The pivotal moment of recognition can be a powerful catalyst for change. When you finally acknowledge the trauma bond, you may feel a mix of emotion: relief, anger, sadness, or even fear. It's essential to acknowledge these feelings and give yourself permission to process them. You begin to see the relationship for what it truly is: a toxic dynamic that's been holding you back. As you start to rebuild your sense of self, you may encounter challenges and setbacks. Old patterns and habits can be difficult to break, and you may need to seek support from friends, family, or a therapist. However, with time and effort, you can develop the strength and resilience to overcome the trauma bond and move forward. You learn to prioritize your own needs and desires, developing a sense of self-worth that's not dependent on this relationship or on your ex. This newfound freedom and empowerment can be incredibly liberating, allowing you to create a more fulfilling and healthy life. Leaving a trauma bond is possible, and honestly, coming out the other side of it, you feel the strongest you've ever felt, a sense of accomplishment, freedom, and all the possibilities of your life. Having experienced this myself, I just have one thing I want to say to you. The version of you that is confident, balanced, in line with herself, and healed is asking you to be brave now. Safety is the new standard. You're stronger than you think.